In video games, an open world is a game mechanic of using a virtual world that the player can explore and approach objectives freely. And there are tons of mobile games on this genre, so that's why I'm here with the best top 12 open world games for mobile devices. And this is the 5th part on this topic, so check out the previous parts from dedicated playlist. Alright then, stick with me and obviously subscribe with notifications on. So without further ado, let's begin.
I got a bottle of Patron and some lights off. 2 red devil looking eyeballs. And I finna turn up when the night falls. If you hear a siren, then it's my fault. Jump in my whip, baby, let's ride. We ain't gonna stop at a red light. And I'ma take shots like a Tech 9. It's gonna get
So starting off with number 12, SOLARLAND. It's a JRPG where you traverse into the fairy tale land of mystery and fantasy. Here you can go and create your own story where there are no limitations. So in this open world, you team up with your friends and fight against boss enemies to save the magical land of SOLARLAND. And some evil bosses are waiting to attack your land, so it's a good idea to team up to battle and conquer the wild bosses to gain exclusive and mysterious props. So SOLARLAND is just not about building your friendship. Here you can also catch pets and mounts in the wild. This is a land full of mystery and history, so embrace the world of fantasy. Moving on to number 11, New Dawn. It's an open world MMORPG where you will be immersed in a previously unknown island in which you will complete various missions. After giving a personalized look to your protagonist throughout each game, you will have to perform many actions to survive in the face of numerous adversities. In New Dawn, you have a really striking visual section that remind you of successful titles like Genshin Impact. This time you will have to guide the steps of a very different character who during the first levels will not have too many elements to interact with. However, as you complete the first challenge, you will be able to unlock your first weapons and tools that later on you will use regularly. So on number 10, Car X SPRITE. It's a new open world title in the Car X franchise, which has gotten pretty popular across all platforms with games like Car X Drift Racing. So the game features multiple maps for racers to drive and drift, and it has really good visuals with vibrant color and cool gameplay mechanics. And the real-time game mode gives you the ability to experience with your friends. At the end of the journey, gamers can earn valuable rewards for achieving different ranks in Car X SPRITE. And before moving on, please like this video without any hesitations. So on number 9, T-Tiny. It's an MMORPG set in a magical world made of cluster of floating island and an impossibly tall tower. So your objective is to enter the tower and explore its countless levels. And the gameplay in T-Tiny Online is typical for the genre, with a virtual D-pad on the left side of the screen and action buttons on the right. And you can also tap on the action missions to move your character and attack automatically. The game begins with your character on a small floating island in the middle of nowhere. There you can talk to characters, explore the area and level up as you discover secrets. And you can also interact with other players fighting side by side against tons of enemies. Moving on to number 8, Way of Retribution Awakening. It's an action RPG clearly inspired by the Souls saga, where you are immersed in an old, dark and mysterious world very similar to the one you find in Demon Souls or the first Dark Souls. And your objective is to finish the endless struggle that began millennia ago once and for all, and the gameplay in this game is perfect for touch screens. And once you create your character, you can start playing the game and begin in a place that looks like the mythical Honor Londo, armed with your initial armor ready to go out and fight against skeletons and other enemies. The game world is not so big, but you can roam around freely and do your tasks like any other Souls-like games. And on number 7, Traha Infinity. It's an open world MMORPG which is going to surprise players with cool features like capturing territories and collecting tribute from heroes, as well as passing dungeons with AFK friends. And among the new features are major battles and territory controls, which allows you to receive passive income from other heroes. And the developer promises endless pumping and fun plus amazing graphics. You can summon AFK friends to go through small dungeons with their characters, and of course with large raids this will not work, and the game seems pretty close to the Black Desert mobile. Alright, on number 6 is SPRITE Fantasia. It's an MMORPG that immerses you in the universe with a fairy tale feel. So select your character, then let the adventure begin as you explore this world and kill all the enemies you encounter to free mankind from evil forces. And with simple controls, it's easy to move around the map. On the left side of the screen, there are several action buttons for executing various attacks. It's important to mention that at the beginning of the game, you have to select a character belonging to a certain class such as archers or mages. SPRITE Fantasia's graphics are another one of the game's many strengths. Throughout your adventure, you will encounter absolutely gorgeous spaces in 3D, made complete with various cinematic scenes that highlight various aspects of the plot. Moving on to number 5, Russian Village Simulator 3D. It's a fun simulator on a Russian village. Here the main character decided to take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city. He can walk through the streets and neighborhoods, travel by boat, explore and uncover local secrets, communicate with residents, go to extravagant discos, and of course participate in fights. In this simulator, you can find a lot of activities, go to the local disco which takes place right in the open air and meet people there. The game is completely first person with interesting ragdoll physics, thanks to which all fights and interaction with objects acquire a fun character. And driving the car is created as realistic as possible with a damage system. And all residents have a fairly smart artificial intelligence which makes the process even more interesting. Alright, on number 4, Luna Mobile. It's a cute and cartoon graphics MMORPG in which gamers will create a character and go on an exciting journey. And any resident of the fantasy world can become a hero, so the game offers a wide variety of visual and physical qualities, skills, and professions. In any case, players will find a huge map, race in interesting tasks, adventures, and exciting doing nothing, fight monsters, search for treasures, or drop everything and go fishing. Here everyone decides for themselves what to do during the gameplay, so fans of the genre will be very happy with this pastime. So bonus time, Japtia Open World Action Adventure. It's a 3D action game where you play as a secret agent in the Ottoman Empire, and the gameplay is simple and intuitive. On the left side of the screen there are a virtual D-pad for moving, while on the right there are action buttons, and you can jump, duck, switch weapons, reload, and of course shoot. Overall, it's a fun action open world game with an original setting and good graphics. This is an entertaining game to be sure, where you play as a Turkish agent. So, on the third number of the list, 7 Nights Revolution. It's a brand new open world MMORPG that developed with the famous IP 7 Nights as the core. The game story is set when the 7 Knights no longer in this world and the new hero build up a guild to save the chaotic world. The game will officially release on July 28 and the trailer looks promising, and I hope this game will gonna be awesome and a massive hit. So pre-register now from the link in description. And what's your opinion about these games on the list or about open world games on mobile? Feel free to share your opinion on comment section. Anyway, on number 2, Chimera Land. It's an MMORPG that plunges you into an extensive open world full of all sorts of different creatures and beasts. And one of the interesting things about this title is that it gives you a planet that you can explore by land, sea, or air. So it's an immersive experience that will test your ability to make the best use of weapons, skills and attacks in order to survive. And of course, in a sandbox like this, you shouldn't be surprised to find iconic actions like creating weapons and constructing buildings for your character to live in. So you will even choose whether you want to live, and in Chimera Land you will decide the fate of the characters based on the decisions you will make at all times. You will also be able to cook, fish and harvest multiple goods to prove you have what it takes to succeed in this magical universe. Finally, at the top of the list, Noah's Heart. It's an open-world Mmorpg by the creator of Dragon Raja that shares similarities with the successful game. So in this game, you're transported to a very different universe whose landscapes are no longer so futuristic, giving them a natural look. So by moving through vast valleys and snow-covered mountains, you can explore the entire map while discovering endless surprises. And the game's outstanding visuals have been developed under the Unreal Engine 4. Basically, the textures and layers that make up the characters and settings will immerse you in the game's winding narrative. And during the various battles, you can choose different weapons that you can customize with items you find along your way. Overall, the game has good narrative, spectacular visuals, and tons of possibilities when it comes to guiding your own destiny in the game. So despite some bugs, it's definitely a great game. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video then give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe for regular gaming content and also turn on the notifications. We'll catch up in the next one. Till then, stay tuned and happy gaming.
I got a bottle of Grey Goose and ice cubes. Have a drink that'll put me in the right mood. 80 proof, gonna lower my